At least when they promise us sunshine, it's going to be here quite crowded. And you see every night there's somebody going by with a tractor and cleaning the whole thing up. Yeah, so it looks really nice. And can you also see, like from the boat lady, you can see the island over there? Kaninchen. If we translate it, it's like Rabbit Island. In the old days, they had there, you see most of the houses here are made out of bricks. And bricks, you need a lot of clay. Yeah, and that's where they get the clay rabbit or something for that as dinner, or even just vegetable, but for sure always beer. Yeah, and they always had this island was part of the property of the Duke, and then they had rabbits. That's why it's called Rabbit Island. Yeah, Kaninchen. Okay, here we have the others are coming. We should walk slowly. Okay, please don't pass the gate. Okay. Left-hand side in driving direction, there's a castle coming up straight ahead. There we also have the cathedral with the big tower. The cathedral is from the 13th century, but the tower was only added 100 years later. And also, if you want to sit on deck, it's actually not wet. You can actually sit here on the benches. Oh, and there's a rowing boat coming up on the left-hand side in driving direction. Yeah, we are not only big in sailing, we can also paddle a little bit here. Maybe we should tell them to go a little bit faster here. Looks more like holiday. Yeah, the captain is going around, so from there we can see really a nice view up onto the castle, and everybody can take some pictures. Yeah, as the castle is coming up here, you will see 5 red gables, and in the middle you see one big tower. The one tower in the middle is actually copied from, or close to a castle at the Loire. It's the castle of Chambord, and then they have a similar tower, and the architect just copied that tower here for this castle. And also take a look here to the 5 gables here. Can you see the 5 red gables next to the tower? That's the oldest part of the castle. On the left-hand side, on the opposite side of the castle, there you can see a marina and also some of the small houses here as the boat passes by. These are the so-called boat houses. Yeah, the boat garages where you can park your boat. And up on top you see some small windows. That is where people actually sleep for the weekend or for the holidays. And the castle as we see it today here was replanted in the 19th century. In the 14th, 15th, 16th century, this castle garden was really used as vegetable garden, as kitchen garden. So they would actually grow their own vegetables, onions, and so on. They also replanted a bigger garden, a Baroque garden, left-hand side of the castle. And as the boat is starting to turn, you can see maybe a little bit of the garden where the trees are. And then you have the typical Baroque garden where you have straight lines, a lot of sculptures, artificial waterways, and so on. And the water is really calm. Oh, and can you see the bird on the right hand side? It's swimming and swimming, and you will see in a second or so it's just diving under the water. Can you see it here on the right hand side next to the boat? Yep, now it's gone. Yeah, very nice island here, very nice castle. The castle actually has more than 615 rooms. Approximately 500 rooms of these rooms are used by the parliament. The castle is not only a museum, not only a cafe and restaurant, it is only the seat of our parliament, of our state parliament. Yeah, maybe you saw some of the advertisements for the election coming up this year. Yeah, so it's they put a lot of money in. The throne hall is a little bit up to the left-hand side of the 2 red gables. That's where the throne hall is. Yeah, just for your orientation. In front of us here we have the orangery again. Maybe you wonder about the statue. There's a guy fighting with a bull. That's Hercules. And also the grotto. Maybe you can see the grotto here. That's an artificial grotto. Yeah. Just built so to have a nice grotto here because they wanted to have this grotto. This is really how people imagined how a fairy tale castle looked like in the old days ago, and I saw a small castle, maybe 10% of this castle, and they told me what they have to pay for the heating cost. They have to use 8,000 gallons of oil for the heating of the castle. So you can imagine how much oil they need to heat up this castle, yeah, which is really 10 times as big. Oh, the bell. Yeah, we also have a church here in the castle. Yeah, when you're at the Duke, you had your private chapel. Yeah, and since we have some more time, we're also going to walk through the castle garden, and you can take some more pictures in. Yeah, then we still have a swan, and now we're going to walk around. The ship is going to stop in just a few seconds, and then we meet outside of the ship. So just going back, but you can take some more pictures if you want. That's the main entrance of the castle of Schwerin. This is the main entrance. You can only enter when you're a politician. Yeah, it's the entrance to the parliament. We are going to the museum, so we're going to take another entrance. Yeah, and today is summer holiday, so the parliament is not meeting. Up on top, can you see the horse statue? That's Niklot. That was his last Slavic king. He was defeated by the German king Henry the Lion. Yeah, but his son actually became the first Duke of Mecklenburg. That's why they always date back. The Dukes of Mecklenburg started out with Niklot. Yeah? So now we walk once around the castle garden, okay? And don't worry, I have to be here, or the chapel. Not the chapel. And then you can also see can you see the red part? That's the old part. And then you can see the new part was just attached to it. But here you can also see the island, yeah, how the island looks like. Yeah, that's the whole castle is really built on an island. And this here was the main entrance. Here is the Niklot statue. And here is over here. The entrance is over here. That's where we are going. Just once around and then go down there and then you come to the upper gate and just go to get the ticket. Yeah? So if you just go around, I meet you in 10 minutes in front of the entrance and just go once around down there and I meet you there. Yeah? Just go and get the tickets. Yeah, you can just walk around in 10 minutes around the corner and there's the entrance. Yeah? like Schwerin, the name you try to pronounce, is a Slavic name. We are Germans now, but in the 4th century, a lot of the Saxonians, yeah, you know, Anglo-Saxonies, the British now, a lot of these from Germany went to Great Britain onto the island. And so there was an empty room. That's where the Slavic people moved in. So from here, from this part of Germany or so, I would say most of us have Slavic ancestors. That's also why we have Slavic city names. Rostock is a Slavic city name. Schwerin is a Slavic city name. Yeah, actually the original name was Suari. Left-hand side, there we have the State Theatre. You see the entrance is behind the scaffolding. State Theatre and also the museum where all the paintings from the dukes are hanging nowadays. You see on the right-hand side, both buildings are from the 1870s, 1880s. And you can see there's a lot of construction going on. And nowadays in the museum we have more than 3,600 paintings from the 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th century. Mostly Dutch paintings, Rembrandt for example, so they also cost some money. And some really nice city villas on the left hand side. These villas here are typical from the late 19th century, early 20th century. That is the old city hall from the old shelf city. And nowadays we have a lot of cobblestone. You can feel it when we take the ride here. In old medieval times we had only sand here on the roads. There were no cobblestone, only the most important most important roads actually. And this here is called the Claret Pond because on the other end behind us there was actually a water mill, and that mill belonged to the church. Also you see another church on the other side of the lake, and also this big orange house. This is the Arsenal building. Arsenal building, that means that's the house where the weapons of the Duke's army or the Duke's soldiers were stored. Holds again. And now we are here at the market square. So here we stop, and now we only have it a few meters up until our restaurant. So we just step off the car. Okay, group number 1, please come over here.
Hat die auch die Polizei dafür?
meinetwegen bei uns mitmachen, die ganzen Dinger. Dann haben wir noch 2 andere, das sind 1 Zweizimmer. Dann haben wir aber auch etliche Liegen noch da, also so eine Gästeliege.
Der ist weg. Der ist weg.